Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 8 Premium Soviet Cruiser, Mikhail Kutuzov. It has 12 main guns, 12 secondary guns, 44 AA guns, 10 torpedoes, a top speed of 33 knots, total hull 40,700. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main battery, increase main battery accuracy, reduce the chance of flood and fire, faster rudder shift, and concealment. For my commander, situation awareness, faster turret traverse, superintendent, advanced firing training, and concealment again. We are on the map north, and this is a ranked battle. Now there's a couple things that are going on here. I was interested in getting a good game in the Kutuzov. Also, I wanted to use AP. It feels like it's a AP-based Mogami. Obviously, I love the Mogami, and it's a premium, so I have increased credit income. It's a perfect ship to grind out the ranked battles, which I've been slacking. And since ranked battles are usually shorter, why not have multiple? Yes, we're going to have multiple ranked battles in the Kutuzov. And this is the first one. Enemy Myoko shows up, headed towards A. It looks like the enemy also wants A. I'm going to try and fire on this enemy cruiser. And initially, not a lot of damage, 1400. We do swap to AP. AP is the ammo type of choice for this particular ship. And we're lucky enough to fire on a pretty broadside target, almost 6k. Now, nobody from the enemy team is capturing just yet. And we're going to follow this in. How much do? We do pretty good. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. Enemy is trying to capture B. Now, for those who don't really do ranked, they changed this map. If you notice the capture points are smaller, it's much harder to take advantage of the trunk over here near B. You actually have to be out in the open, taking fire from the enemy. It really relies on destroyers being the ones capturing, and of course we're spotted, so we know there's an enemy right in front of us, somewhere, probably a destroyer. He's trying to be as far back as he can. I would love to be able to see him and interrupt the cap. That's my goal. One of the weaknesses of the Kutuzov is that it doesn't have an aircraft. You can't see around islands, so you're kind of blind. And of course, he uses oh, this is close. Ooh, okay, so I had to put on the brakes the second I saw those torpedoes. Thankfully, I was able to. It's a Fubuki. Okay, well, we know the Fubuki sent out one set. Oh, 6,500. If we get another salvo like that, he's dead. And he is, oh no, barely alive again. Is anyone going to take it? We're almost ready to fire. Are you kidding me? Not this crap again. We did so much work. Got him to just under 1,000 hit points. Oh, torpedoes. 2 sets. That is all his torpedoes. Thankfully, we're able to avoid it. I would like to move in, but no. Enemy Atago has other ideas. We're spotted, of course. He goes around the island. And initially I was like, you know what? That was only one. Maybe we can go in, pop our smoke. That sounds like a good strategy. In order to make it work, the ship basically needs to be stationary when you pop your smoke. We are not stationary, Notser. This is not going to work. You are absolutely correct. Especially when we take fire from the enemy Myoko. He put 2 fires on us? Really? Really 2 fires? I'm going to try and fire on his position, but he's going in and out of stealth because we are the ones that are providing the information. We've got smoke all around us, of course. Now, it looks like he might have run aground. I'm going to send my torpedoes either way. The torpedoes have better range than German cruisers, so you can actually make use of them. And we're able to do pretty much all the rounds that could make contact with the ship did. I can't risk capturing B, though. With the changes to this particular area of the map, you have to give it up unless you have full control. Now, there is a friendly battleship incoming. Allied destroyer is trying to capture A. We are pretty much neck and neck right now. The tick rate that they gained from having B is basically compensating for the loss of the friendly destroyer for them. And now we are actually 1-to-1 with the cap rate. I figure I'll go with this Colorado. I'll provide fire support. And maybe we could take out one of these cruisers. Again, I don't have aircraft. The Colorado's aircraft is not hovering over the enemy's position. Now it's moving into range. So we're kind of blind. You know, what is the Miyoko actually doing? What is the Atago actually doing? And that's kind of what's scary about this ship. It's like a German cruiser without aircraft to scout. Hydroacoustic is basically worthless on the ship. 3.5 kilometers is really short. You end up playing a very supportive role. You can do a lot of damage, but you cannot be on your own that effectively. You can, of course, devastate all the destroyers. You're just like the Mogami in that regard. I love the small caliber, high rate of fire. It's fantastic. And the turret traverse is a little bit faster than the Mogami's 155 millimeters. The Miyoko doesn't leave the area, so we're going to fire on the enemy Miyoko. We've kind of got this battleship as a meat shield for us. I would prefer not to fire on his position. That's kind of why I'm holding my fire, so I can get a little bit past him. I would really hate to do friendly fire. And we are cleanly past. The Colorado is sustaining a little bit of damage, so it's interrupting our ability to complete the capture. They have already captured A. We lost a friendly destroyer and a friendly cruiser. The friendly cruiser, way overextended. You can see he's basically into their territory now. Most of the enemy went to the western side of the map. Not a good idea. Friendlies were able to knock out another destroyer, and now we have an advantage on ships, disadvantage on points. We should be able to cover that. There's an enemy destroyer, the Kiev. He's in at A. If we take him out, we're golden. They have nothing that can capture invisible, and we know pretty much where most of their ships are. One cruiser, one battleship, and I believe the Atago is somewhere in the northwest of my position. So yeah, I was like, hey, let's take that guy out. I really wanted to make sure I targeted him. Concentrate the fire, everyone. Now, I might be in a unique position. People pretty much listen to what I say for concentrating fire. There are a significant percentage of the population that actually recognizes me every single game, and they comment on it, so they might be more inclined to follow my orders. But if you find a low health target, a target that can have crossfire from multiple friendlies, those are really the ideal targets. Like, I would definitely hope everyone's going after the Miyoko if they can. He's barely alive compared to the Atago. And of course I'm going to ping it out, go ahead and fire. You just need to make sure you're F3ing on that target. You have to actually have the cursor selected right on top of them, or it's not going to do the call out correctly. And we get a nice citadel, another citadel. This guy's melting. We've already done 10,000 in 8 seconds. Can we finish him off? He's moving away slightly, and I need to elevate the gun. Notice all those shells made contact, but they basically hit the water, ricocheted down, did no damage. And yes, we're able to finish off the enemy Miyoko. And all we have left is this enemy Atago, the enemy battleship on the western flank. Friendly destroyer is capturing A. This is ranked game 101. This is what you would dream of. Your team is doing a great job with objective control. You're taking out the easy targets. Just did a quick check. Oh, 3 citadels, 10,000 points of damage, high caliber. The Kutuzov's AP is the real deal. You see a broadside target, you fire AP at that target. You will do so much damage. It's fantastic. It's like the yin and the yang for my Mogami. It's the ship that I dreamed of. I love the small caliber, high rate of fire. It just allows you to be more annoying. You can take out destroyers. Oh, yes! 3 more citadels, 14,000 points of damage. It allows you to easily deal with destroyers. Nothing can deal with the Mogami, the Cleveland, and the Kutuzov with their rate of fire. You just cannot deal with it as a destroyer. By the time you're reacting, it's too late. Because most likely, and the friendly's like, hey, be careful, torpedo. And I was like, oh, I don't see any torpedo. Oh, those torpedoes. Anyway, anytime you have to deal with the rate of fire of a small caliber light cruiser, and these are light cruisers by definition, maybe at some point in the near future, they'll have a fully developed line of small caliber, high rate of fire. But I would assume at that point, they would have ironed out some of the issues. It's a little unfair that you have a talent that will increase your attack range when Wargaming has already calculated your DPM based on the default range, and it's up against 203s that don't get that. I can definitely expect that to come. It's too effective. I love them. They're my favorite class of ships, but they're just too dominant. So, of course, we're firing on the enemy Colorado. We've got AP loaded. Yes, we have AP loaded at long range. The HE on this isn't that good. You are giving up if you want to use HE. 4,100 points of damage, okay. Compared to the Mogami. If you are someone who loves fires and you love HE work, stick with the Mogami. I like them all. I can't get enough of these small caliber cruisers. Are we gonna get the kill though? Ugh, that was bad. 8 shells for 300 damage? Come on. Nope. Friendly is able to take the Colorado kill. Fantastic work by the team. We didn't crack under pressure, and yes, I know, I haven't worked on it. I'm working on it. So yes, we're going to do another game right after this. 2 kills, 9 Citadel penetrations, a ton of credits, high caliber, 2,352 base XP. We did around 90,000 points of damage. Not bad. A lot of ranked play is just making sure you can counter the very first movement of the enemy, and then you can basically just run over them. A lot of times it's very hard to overcome the first moments of a ranked battle. Now we are on the map Shatter. Same build as last time. Accuracy, rudder shift, concealment, and basically superintendent, concealment again, blah blah blah. So 11.5 kilometer detection. I still have my torpedoes with 8 kilometer range. I still have extremely long range, especially on a map like Shatter. You basically spawn in range of the enemy. You just need to be able to find them and destroy them. There are 2 enemy destroyers on the enemy team, 3 cruisers and 2 battleships. Identical build for both sides. One of the destroyers on my team heads to B, the other head to C. We are scouted already. Most likely it's an enemy destroyer trying to move in at A. And I really want to kind of cut him off. I know it's dangerous, and I couldn't believe he was actually on this side of the map. We fire our first salvo. Notice I had HE loaded at the start. I knew I was going to go for a destroyer. If you know that, make sure you have the ammo type appropriate. This island is getting in the way, though. He popped his smoke. The Pensacola would love to fire on me, but obviously he can't. Now, let's just look at the smoke real quick. It kind of looks like it billowed a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's moving any far west. It kind of looks like he might have bailed out and headed straight south, so he wouldn't have to be in front of that island. And that's important. Yeah, he definitely bailed, because he would have died. He had to have seen the warning signs. I was pushing closer and closer, and here comes the Pensacola. 4,600, not bad. That was HE though. He didn't aim for the waterline of my ship. And now the tables have turned. He is scouted by my friendlies at B. I can fire broadside at this guy. Gotta be careful of the friendly destroyer torpedoes. Wouldn't want to run into those. We've got AP loaded. And I believe, yeah, we still had HE. We take out AA or secondaries. I mean, who cares about that? Now, here's the bread and butter. Waterline shot. He's got to hold steady a little bit. The torpedoes are around. We missed slightly. We had too much elevation on the gun. And now he's moving away. Dang it. It's going to ricochet, do minimal damage. Yeah, incapacitate, 1,400. Oh, but he ran right into ally torpedoes. Hopefully they can finish him off. Yes, first blood. Enemy Hatsaharu, surprisingly, still around. That's not what you want to do when you're facing a light cruiser. I got my front guns turned. Remember, they're faster than the Mogami. And we're able to do 1,800 with our first shot. I would also like to capture this, but I'm not going to give up this kill. If I could take him out, it's a huge deal. So for me, go aggressive. Take him out. If he's going to be this close, don't give up. Let him die. And here comes torpedoes. Okay, we need to move slightly to the right. Starboard, starboard. Okay, we're good. Able to do a little bit more. 1,400. Okay. Looks like he's burning, but it's going to burn for a long time, so let's just finish him right now. And cool guys don't need to look at explosions. We knew when we fired that salvo he was dead. We, of course, successfully secured A. We have B as a team. The enemy has to press. First thing I'm going to tell my team, let them come to us. Let them overextend. Let them make the mistake. We have the advantage. Now, if you look on the map, there's a friendly destroyer that's over by C, probably wanting to capture it. Although there's a lot of enemies in that area, the best thing he can do is pop his smoke and just bail. Hold his fire and hope to get out of detection. There's really nothing we can do for him. We are not in position. You see a couple enemy ships, Mogami, Colorado, Nagato. They look to have great crossfire into B. You see that ship that's at F5, just north of B? He's probably going to die. He's got 1, 2, I think he has 3 ships that are all firing on his position just from the angles. The friendly destroyer is retreating from C. He's taking fire, of course. I can just see it on the map. Yep, he's taking a lot of fire, and he's being run into that crossfire of the Nagato, the Colorado, the Mogami. He's not going to survive. There's nothing we can do for him. So the assumption is we've already lost the friendly destroyer, and we might lose the friendly cruiser that's stuck in that little gap. I hate that little gap. It gives you no room to maneuver. It kind of looks like the Mogami sent out torpedoes. You notice that little tick-tick real quick? We did a quick check. Wasn't going to hit us. No big deal. The Benson, though, he's going to die. And who's he going to die to? The Mogami? The Nagato? Looks like he died to Morpheus. Oh, Morpheus is a Mogami. Imagine that. Now, of course, they're trying to push into B. They have to take B. Even though they got 2 kills, they're still down. And I would love to use my torpedo. I would love to. Enemy Mayhan is showing his side, though. 8.5 kilometers. He's popped his smoke, but he's moving too fast. He's going to come out every once in a while. And yeah, we're able to land the first salvo. Friendly Mayhan's popping his smoke. Oh, come on. Show yourself. Show yourself. Enemy Otago fires on us. Sets us on fire. We got a friendly Colorado right in front of us. We're waiting. We're waiting. I bet you the Mayhan's waiting to ambush that battleship. Where are you? There he is. Okay, he's shown back up. Oh, you silly, silly destroyer. Of course we're going to fire everything at his position. Only 1K. Where did those shells go? We incapacitate one of his torpedo tubes, though. Oh, he sent out them prior. Okay, we need to move. Please move. Otago, are you going to be able to avoid it? Yeah, Otago was able to avoid it. Yeah, we take out the destroyer. That's the only guy I care about. The Nagato looked like he was firing on me. He's going to take a lot of torpedoes from the friendly Mayhan. And ooh, I'm pretty happy that the Mayhan didn't have range on me, quite honestly. I was out in the open, waiting to take a torpedo at least. Now, speaking of out in the open, the Nagato is sitting right at B. Torpedoes going left and right of his ship. Doesn't look like any of them are going to make contact. I considered for a second, but the Mayhan was right there. Just can't risk the Mayhan. It's too stupid to risk a friendly in a situation where the torpedoes might not even get to him. So the Mayhan's trying to retreat. Please survive, Mayhan. The Otago, though, is right on top of the Nagato. I expect that he has torpedoes. He's got to do something. He's not going to survive at that close range. So right now, I'm thinking the Mayhan wants to undercut me and get inside. Well, I would like to use my torpedoes, so I'm going to kind of use the island as a screen. Now, this is kind of scummy, okay? But I really want to send my torpedoes, and I know what he wants to do. He wants to get on the inside so he can send his torpedoes. So I did it as nice as I could. I didn't make it obvious, but I was trying to manipulate the island so I could have a torpedo attack. My torpedoes are pretty good. Enemy Otago shows up. We see an indicator. We send it. I try and slow down to allow him to drop his torpedoes. Although at the time, I might have been cutting it a little too close. And here they come. Yeah, he just barely fits it in. We fire on the Otago, of course. I'm going to load AP. And now B is just going to be flooded with torpedoes. We have just a sliver of him showing up. We're going to fire. We get a Citadel. Nice. 9K. Defend the base. Can we do it again? Can we kill him? He's got around 16,500. Not anymore. We get 5 Citadels. 17,000 because he's healing, of course. He's an Otago. Of course the Otago's healing. Man, I would trade smoke in a second for heal. So, yeah, that worked out pretty well. Now, our torpedoes didn't hit anything, but, you know, it's good to kill stuff really quick so the torpedoes don't even have a chance to get to him. Just 2 enemy ships left. and it doesn't look like either one of them are interested in giving their lives for the cause. We do have range on Morpheus, but he's extremely far away. Might have one, maybe two chances to hit him. I'm like, the game's over. 50 more points, come on, let's just end the game. But this is another example of the strengths of the Kutuzov. Really strong against destroyers because you don't really need good HE for a destroyer, you just need overwhelming firepower. The AP is second to none. I can't think of a small caliber that performs better. Now the velocity doesn't feel quite as good as the Mogami, but it's barely off of the Mogami's velocity. Now we have one more for you. What is all this gameplay coming? But for this one, 3 kills, 6 citadels, 5 base defense, 600,000 credits earned, 2,166 base XP this time, and total damage is around 60,000 points of damage. You know, it's a quality win, don't get me wrong, but it's very fast and you don't really get to engage all the targets that are available. That's sort of why the damage is so low. So those first 2 games were satisfactory, but you ain't seen nothing yet. We are on the map The Atlantic. It's not Atlantic, it's The Atlantic. We spawn on the western side. It's always funny to me, the. But The Atlantic, you could see the ranked battle locations. The center point still exists, and the northeast point exists also. That southwest point, no longer an objective. And just like every other game I've ever played, look at the enemy team, 2 destroyers, 3 cruisers, 2 battleships. They have 1 destroyer advantage, we have 1 battleship advantage. So I need to cover that weakness. I am excellent at killing destroyers. Now my detection is garbage. 11.5 with both concealment. Yeah, it's German cruiser bad. So what I would prefer to do is to run into a destroyer away from his team, obviously. I don't want those battleships or those cruisers firing on me, and I would love to kill the enemy destroyer before he could capture or possibly torpedo an ally. That's really my goal. And you've noticed the smoke really isn't that useful. It's more for support role. In a ranked battle, I kind of have to take charge to make sure my team wins the game. And oh, someone already went for A. We notice immediately. We can't risk getting too close. I'm not scouted yet, though, so I'm gonna push it. Notser, why do you do these things? Why do you do these things? Okay, now we're scouted. But what does that prove, Notser? I don't know why I do this. Why would I do this? Now a Tirpitz can fire on me? Another battleship? Probably. The Tirpitz is already firing on a friendly. Oh, look, a York wants to fire. The only reason he would show up is if he fired. So we're gonna have to deal with the York incoming. We see a Pensacola, a North Carolina. I'm going to try and fire on the York. It's the closest target. I'm already scouted. Why not? I try and call out, hey, kill this guy. We take a shot, I believe, from the North Carolina. Thankfully, we only took 1 for 4K, though. Friendly destroyer is trying to capture B, but he's got incoming. And Atlanta. Oh, that's terrifying. Atlanta is such a scary ship when you are in a destroyer. It's like a mini Mogami, a mini Kutuzov. Not quite as good, but it will devastate a destroyer. Obviously, they captured A. We're not going to go anywhere near A right now. There's too many enemies that can crossfire. We're already too far forward. I am risking everything to get over to the Mayhan. We need to keep him alive. I tell him, hey, it's not worth your life, man. Just bail if you have to. I don't know if he's going to listen to me. There are people on my team who recognize me, so I just want to help everyone succeed. That's my only goal. And you know, if they're succeeding, then I'm succeeding, right? That's the way I look at it. Enemy North Carolina, we do a quick check. No way, that's in range. Enemy destroyer looks to be headed off to the southwest side. Just gonna fire on this guy. Why not? I'm detected. It doesn't look like I'm going to be undetected anytime soon. I would love a fire. You can just see how crappy the HE is, though. It's just bad. You really would prefer to use AP. Obviously, I can't. Unless he shows his side. Oh! Boyskavica, nice to see you. Oh, it would be so terrible if I were to damage that paint. Yes, fire on this guy. Oh yeah, 4,800. That's a lot of damage. And for those who are wondering, how am I so accurate with my destroyer shots? You draw a line, the direction they're headed. If they're not maneuvering, you should be able to punish. And that's exactly what I try and do. Now, the enemy has popped a smoke, of course. I think he's basically dead in the water. If not, trying to hide. He's harassing the friendly Mayhan, which I would prefer him not do, along with everyone else. So, can I get their attention? Please, fire on me, please. Doing a quick check. Oh, it's not looking good. Can he get out? Can the friendly get out? I'm going to try and engage this Atlanta. He's the only target I can see. Enemy Atlanta successfully captures B. The other enemy destroyer is confirmed on the map on the west, so we don't have to worry about that. Boyskavica, Atlanta, Pensacola. That is the 3 targets we have to deal with. We're pretty healthy. And of course, the Boyskavica is sitting in the smoke, firing at me. I can't really move out of range 2 kilometers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a narrow spread towards where I believe the Boyskavica to be located. I had a little tell that he was firing from that position. I don't know exactly where, but we're going to continue to fire on the Atlanta with HE. Why HE? The Atlanta is the definition of fragile. Everything will break on it constantly if you hit HE on target. And we're going to just continue to give ground. It's harder for the Atlanta to hit these shots than I do. I have great velocity compared to him. 2 fires. He chooses to put him out with damage control. Oh! The Boyskavica died. He didn't move. Our torpedo took him out. And now, the Atlanta. You will be my next victim. Tech 1946. Is this the kill shot? Yes. Another ship down, and we're pretty healthy considering it's a 1v3. I would say that's working out pretty well. We have 50% life. The Pensacola was making for a turn. I swapped to AP. We get a fire and 5k with our last HE shell. So now we just need to have good aiming. I was telling, hey, focus that guy. I got this guy. The Pensacola is already dead. Take out the North Carolina. Then we can work on the enemy destroyer. That's really the only 2 ships in the center of the map. Oh, juicy. 9k, 2 citadels. Can he give us more? And he's just showing so much of his side. We need to punish this. Yes. 6,900. Oh, yeah. And is this the kill shot? He's just dead in the water, man. We knocked out his steering. Ah, no. They're going to take it again? Are they going to take it? No, miss. Ah, he's showing his side. Okay. See you later, Pensacola. Another citadel. Yay. And I believe we eliminated all the enemies on this side of the map. We see 3 of the 4. I doubt the 4th is over here. So once we capture B, we can then move to try and assist in securing A, possibly taking out the enemies. I really would love them to take out that destroyer. It's so close to 2 friendly battleships. I know it's hard to hit, but you need to practice aiming for destroyers in your battleship. Let me just do a quick check. Benson. Okay, he's terrifying, obviously. Benson is a very strong ranked ship. Yes! Friendly did an awesome job doing tons of damage. We tried to lead him. It looks like, though, he decided to stop. I think we would have hit him if it wasn't for him popping smoke and hiding. Of course, obviously, he's going to pop smoke and hide. If he has that available, why not? He's in between a lot of enemies for him. And yeah, we can confirm the last ship is on the western flank. So there's absolutely no reason to be over here. I'm going to attempt to fire on this North Carolina. It's a lot easier to hit, obviously. The range is fantastic on this ship. Advanced firing training really is great, but you really can't hit long range consistently unless it's a target that doesn't move that much. The friendlies were able to take out that destroyer, and it looks like we're bringing it back. Inch by inch, we are doing just enough to keep us in the game. If we could capture A, then the enemy would oh, we lost a friendly. Okay, it's not over. It's not over. Let's try working together, get fires on the North Carolina. Enemy York looks to have pulled a Notser, and he's run aground. Looks like he's trying to back up. Friendlies are doing tons of damage. Of course, fire on a target that you have range on. Definitely do that. But if you could take out this guy, yes, a fire. Perfect. If you could take out the North Carolina with the combined might of your team, then it'll be much easier. I can't tell you how much better it feels when 3, 4, 5 friendlies are all firing on the same target. And we do pretty good damage, but no fire. That's really what I want. And he's firing on me. Okay, well, we're going to turn. We got a second fire, and of course he puts it out. So we now know that his damage control will be down. He's still immune. Probably one more salvo. York. Oh, I feel for the guy, okay? He's playing the York. He's stuck near an island, and he's wide open to 2 battleships. But this North Carolina is moving forward, trying to get in position to use his guns more effectively, but it's just not working out. Our team is doing a great job of focusing our fire. Is this the kill shot? Yes! We take him out. We earn high caliber, our 4th kill. There's just 2 enemies left. I'm going to attempt to capture A, and I'm trying to fire on this York at extreme long range. Don't think I'm going to hit, but, you know, why not send it out there? There's no ammo. Why not? Yeah, they could see me. Who cares? I want to see them. We're finally detected. We don't see the enemy battleship. We don't see the enemy York. Oh, yeah, we got him. With that random shot, we were able to land 3 on the enemy York and take him out. We earn Kraken Unleashed. And we're able to avoid that turrets. I don't think he'll be able to fire before we capture this point. Gotta do the call out. Everyone focus fire on the enemy turrets. Obviously, he's not showing a lot. I did switch to AP. I just want to see. I'm always trying to experiment. That's how I live my life. I'm still trying to make the content look and sound better. It's just the way I am. I'm sorry. We're able to capture A. There's no chance. They are still ahead. That tells you how close we were to losing. If I would have fallen in the northeast side, it was done. We had to kill those 3 ships. The Tirpitz is trying to maneuver. He's got 2 battleships right in front of him. And it looks like he wants some of this. You want some of this? He's put himself in the perfect position for our AP to do maximum damage. And we're showing a little bit of side. Ooh, that was pretty good damage, actually. One of the nice things about this ship is the rudder shift is actually really nice. It's a little bit squishy. I don't know how that didn't do damage there. It's a little bit squishy, so it's expected that you will maneuver to avoid most damage. And at most ranges, that's possible. But at 6K, no. Friendlies are able to finish off the Tirpitz, and this is the final game. Yes, we continue our march all the way to rank 1. And these little inventory boxes are the best part about ranking up. You get brand new ones every single season. So almost 800,000 points of damage, 5 kills, Kraken Unleashed, high caliber, 2,842 base XP. Hard carry right there. I really enjoyed this game. Around 95,000 points of damage. What can I say? The ship's great. It feels like the Mogami. I love the Mogami. So I love the Kutuzov. I hope you enjoyed all 3 of these games. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.